Hey everyone, it's Cole Jensen. Hello. How's it going? Everything's going good. For me, at least. Um so this may come as a shock to you, but Joshua is no longer a problem. Now I'm sure a lot of you are going to say, but Cole, he was he was just doing his job. You didn't have to. I didn't mean to. I was going to arrest him, but unfortunately things don't always play out as you plan them in your head, and I've learned that a lot. So, there will be more videos, there will be more gameplay, there will be more of everything, more content in general, because now I'm no longer worried about some lab coat fuck standing behind me and listening to every word I have to say, and there being consequences for what I say. I can actually say what he was doing now. See, he put some kind of code inside me. We're still looking for it. Well, we as in Max, he's looking for it. Um, that allowed him to listen in because my ears are some type of microphone. Um, which didn't always end up the greatest for me because he could listen to me at any point, and he had an alert programmed so that he would get alerted if I mentioned his voice, or anything about him. His voice, Joshua. I just couldn't say anything relating to him, otherwise he'd get an alert and he'd start listening. Which is why I have been so hush hush recently, because all I've really had to say are things about him. And if I said anything bad about him, usually that would result in some kind of, let's say, for now, some kind of reprimand. But I no longer have to deal with that. He made an EMP gun that kind of looked like a Glock, but it was obviously not a Glock. He used that to terrify me a lot and make him, you know, uh, make him more powerful than me, and have power over me whenever I would try to oppose him. And a lot of the time, that was either researching something for him or giving him more weapons or something. Um, I should probably tell you how all of this started. I decided that me and Joshua working together, he's incredibly smart, I'm incredibly smart. I'd give him, let's say, 25% of my patents, 25% of my blueprints, 25% of my work in progress weapons, and he would help me make them become a reality. And for the patents, those were just to pay him. And in turn, I got, I don't know, 50% of the funding from his containment facility that the government sponsors. And that that was a little bit stupid on my part. I was kind of blinded by the fact that I'd be getting more money to fund more stuff. I never got the money. He never gave it to me. Always talking about how he'll give it to me at the end of the year or give it to me by the end of the month. It was always something different, and he would, if I dare challenged him, he would pull out the EMP gun and point it at me and tell me to stop questioning it. And after a while, I kind of just didn't question it anymore. It was just like, okay, I'll get my money when I get it, I guess. And I should have said something sooner, but I felt like there was no way out. I felt like I didn't have any other option but to listen to what he was saying. I was having a stupid moment where I thought I could fix one of my own problems that I created again, but I couldn't. I should have asked for help. I should have. I really should have. There was no reason for me not to ask for help other than fear of what he would do to the people around me. Feared what he would do to Luna, what he would do to anyone in that house, what he would do to the people I work with, my company, my reputation as a person. But none of that matters anymore. He's He's not here anymore. I don't have any strings on me anymore. I can do whatever I want. Someone new is going to be running his containment facility, and they've agreed to not go after me because I'm not really posing any harm to the human populace. Hell, I live 50 miles from the nearest city. I'm surrounded by woods. I've already isolated myself. There's no point in trying to contain me. There's no point in it. The contract I have with GVCF, which is the government containment facility, states that if they come within the 50 miles of my house, they are subject to lethal force. And Joshua didn't respect that and got a lot of people injured or killed. Anyways, yeah, they'll start respecting my contract with the GVCF, and I won't have to give any more of my patents or blueprints or work-in-progress weapons anymore. They kind of understand what happened, considering that a lot of them were involved with it and didn't agree, but couldn't say anything. He was the CEO. He was the commander. They'd say anything against him, they would just be fired. It's happened before, and it certainly would happen again, but it's not a problem anymore. They can openly talk about how terrible he was. There were other anomalies that were humanoid that he successfully contained and tricked into staying there, thinking it was better than being in the outside world. But they were more dangerous than me, which is saying something. Well, not more dangerous, more feral. They don't understand, like, what's wrong and what's right. I didn't for a while, but I learned what's wrong and what's right. I know what I'm not supposed to be doing anymore. What else? Oh, he also had this gauntlet that was made of a mixture of hardened smoke that I produce and molded into a gauntlet that had the crystals in it. He also, I should probably mention this, in the original contract it said that I would give him one of every crystal. I'm sure a lot of you don't know exactly what I'm talking about. At some point later, I'll probably make a video talking about the crystals and what they do and what they look like and how they're formed. But for now, that's a different story for a different time. I'm still kind of coming down from the shock of realizing that I don't have Joshua looming over my every move again. I don't have a shadow behind me watching everything I do and making sure I don't say anything bad or do anything he disagrees with. But yeah, more content. More content will be coming out soon as I recover. The second, everything chills out and I find whatever listening program he put in and I get rid of it, everything will be great. Everything will go back to relatively normal. I'm sure a lot of you know that I'm not exactly normal anymore. Well, never was, never will be. You know what? I'll just explain the crystals now. I just looked at how much time is in the video. That's what? We're at 8:47 now. Anyways, the black crystal, I'm pretty sure that one is the one that can make any weapon you touch it to either more powerful, or just entirely shatter the crystal. It's chance-based. A lot of the crystals are chance-based. And if it does make it more powerful, what happens is the fleshy... the weapon feels more fleshy, but it's more powerful. To counteract this, the green crystal can nullify any negative effects that the other crystals can give you. Generally, it has a chance to also not work and just nullify all effects from all the crystals. The blue crystal, it's kind of thin. The green crystal's kind of curved, like a halo. The black crystal's kind of just crystal looking. It kind of looks hollow, like there's smoke in it. You'll trust me, if you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. The blue one is thin and it's kind of rough. It's formed from smoke. The smoke that I produce specifically, when it collects on a surface for a while and it just turns into that crystal. I don't exactly know how. The red crystal, I don't remember how the other two crystals are formed, don't bother asking. The red crystal is a combination of I think the black crystal and the blue crystal. It tends to have the ability to tell you where something is if one part of the crystal is touching an object and one part of the crystal is touching your skin. It can tell you where that object is. Now, if this crystal is broken by anyone else than who originally broke it to separate it, to put it in another object, or put it against their skin, it tends to cause blind rage in the person who the crystal is, let's say, connected to, and allows them to know who broke it and fix it, temporarily giving them temporal manipulation abilities, which is why I've been so secretive about the crystals, because if anyone got their hands on these, it could generally be detrimental to whoever has them. Well, detrimental to the people around them. These crystals generally aren't used for good. Oh, and the blue one allows you to create any tome, like my tome or my two other brothers' tomes, which also isn't good. That one's also chance-based, where it'll either shatter or turn into one of the tomes, or you'll just get a random tome. You'll get like a general Jesus. You'll either get a general tome or, the less general one, the more restricted one, or one of my brother's tomes or mine. But none of you will ever get a hold of these crystals. I don't think any of you really want them anyways. They can have negative effects, which I wouldn't be talking about because they tend to be a lot more detrimental than someone may think. But, yeah. Those are what the crystals do. I guess the next video I make will be content or more information about me as a person. I've decided to be a little bit more open to you guys about who I am, and what I do, and what kind of abilities I have, and more history about me. So, I guess for now, I will see you all the next time that I decide to make a video.